We just answered the question, what is a major scale? In this video, we're going to talk about what is a minor scale. And I'm keeping this up from our major scale, and let me label this major, because we're going to do the exact same type of process to find our minor scale. Now, I want to give you a heads up, and you may already know this, there are three different types of minor scale called natural, harmonic, and melodic. We'll talk about what those three types are in a future video, but while we're just identifying them, if you need to know, the one that we're doing is called natural. So we're going to start off with the natural minor. That's all we're going to do in this video. In a future video, we'll distinguish between those three. All right, so just like a major scale, we have this kind of pattern. In a minor scale, we also have a pattern like that. And you know, for the major scale, we kind of figured this out by using all the white keys, and we went from C to C. Well, if you remember from our key signatures, every key signature can be applied twice, right? We have a relative major and a relative minor. If you don't remember that, that's fine, but go ahead and review those key signature videos. Our minor key that would have the same key signature as C major, and think about this, if you know how to, if you watch those videos, you remember how to do it, think about it for a moment. C major is all the white keys, right? In order to find the relative minor, we go a minor third down from C, and that brings us to A. So A minor would be all of the white keys. Again, this is a natural minor. If we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 back to A, if we did that whole scale, all the white keys from A to A, that would give us an A natural minor scale. So let's do the same process and let's figure out what the pattern would be for a minor scale. If we go from A to B, that would be a whole step. If we go from B to C, that would be a half step. Different from the major scale, by the way. Now we're going up a half step. If we were to go our next note from C to D, that's a whole step. D to E, that's a whole step. E to F, that's a half step. F to G, that's a whole step. And G to A, that's another whole step. So whole, half, whole, half, whole. Now we can use this just like what I showed you with these other things. This is the longer way, but I think it's important to do it first. I'll show you the easier way, in my opinion, in a moment. Let's try the longer way with one of these scales just to make sure it works. Let's try E minor scale. How about that? So start with my E, going up a whole step. That brings me to F sharp, right? I'll show you in this one. Going up a half step, that brings me to G. Going up a whole step, here I am at A. Another whole step, B. A half step, C. Another whole step, D. And a final whole step, I'm back at E. So that is an E minor scale. By the way, if you ever find yourself ending on a note that's not the note you started on, that's a definite way to know that you did something wrong. So go ahead and back up and try it again. All right, now let's do it the easier way. I'll make a clef. Let me do it down here. I'll do a treble clef to start off with. All right, why don't we try to make a G minor scale? So first things first, I'm going to write all of the notes from G to G. Make it super easy. And now I have to just put in the key signature. Now there's a couple more steps in finding a minor key signature than a major, if you remember from those videos. But let's go back and think about what that process was. I have a G minor scale, that's what I want to end up with. The first thing I need to do is think, what is the relative major of a G minor scale? Well, here's G. In order to find the relative major, I go a minor third up. A minor third up from G would be, skipping over A, that's my whole step, plus a half step, B flat. So in other words, B flat major is a relative major of G minor. B flat major has the same key signature as G minor. So if we can figure out the key signature for B flat major, that will give us our answer. I'm going to lower this paper here. I have my order of flats written up here from our major scale video. And B flat major, well, that needs to be my second to last flat. Again, this is all in the key signature video. So if B flat is my second to last flat, then my last flat would be E flat. So my key signature should have B flat and E flat. So I'm going to put that over here. B flat, E flat. And here's my G minor scale. G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G. That's it. You might be wondering what these sound like, and I encourage you to play them on piano, but I'll do a future video where we'll talk about ear training, and that'll help you get a sense of what these all sound like, and you can hear the difference between them. In the meantime, though, not a bad idea to try playing this on your instrument. Let's try one more like this. And this time, why don't we try, I'm trying to think of a little bit of a trickier one here. Why don't we try F sharp minor? So I'm going to go from F to F in my circles. Notice again, I'm not going to F sharp because I'm going to add that in the key signature in just a moment. I'm not worried about putting the sharps in. I'm going to go from F something to F something. And this is a really nice way to make sure that I use every single note, right? Remember we talked about that in the major scale video, that I have to use an F something and a G something and an A something. And this guarantees it because I'm writing every single note in order. Now, I want to start with F sharp. Here's my F sharp. In order to do my minor key signature, I need to find the relative major. So a minor third up from F sharp, which will give me the relative major key. Think, what's a minor third up from F sharp? Well, here's my whole step, and there's my half step. So A major is the relative major of F sharp. A major has the same key signature as F sharp. I'm dealing with a sharp key. Let's look at my order of sharps. The way that we do this is we say, okay, we're going to go from A major, go a half step down, that's G sharp. G sharp is our last sharp. So if that's our last sharp, F, C, G. There it is. And I'm not really spending a lot of time going over the key signature stuff. That might be confusing if you're not up to date with your key signatures, but I do spend a lot of time going over it in the key signature video. This is assuming you already know how to do that. Okay, so once again, my key signature I should have an F sharp, a C sharp, and a G sharp. Let's put that in. F, C, G. Again, if you want to check this out with the pattern, it'll work out. You're welcome to test it on your own. F sharp, G sharp, A. That's a whole step up and a half step up. B, C sharp, D, E, and back to F sharp. Again, if you end differently than how you started, you did something wrong. That's it. Super simple. Of course, it takes practice. The concept isn't that hard, but it does take practice to make sure you can do this easily. And in the next video, we'll talk about the difference between the 3 types of minor scales.
If you found that video helpful, please click the subscribe button below to find more videos just like it.